Hey everybody, Newleaf here. So we're gonna talk a little bit about the conventions of the coming year. We're gonna talk about a subscriber special Generation 5. There are so much to cover, so buckle up, ponies. So first things first, convention season, for this year at least, is over. But that means, where are we gonna go next year? Well, I've thought about it, and it's kind of complicated. But the bottom line is we have many choices. Two things that I'm sort of trying to focus when it comes to conventions in the next year is these. Epona Fest is going to be an Italian convention, and I have not been to Italy ever since I was like 4 years old, so I barely remember it. And it would be kind of cool also for a sort of like vacation thingy to go there like for a week and see what they do. And of course, Italian culture and all that is a nice thing to experience, and being able to top it off with a convention there, that'd be pretty freaking hype if I do say so myself. I'm definitely looking forward to it. PonyCon Holland, on the other hand, was also such a great convention that I just cannot not want more. And I hope we get to go there again because the scary house, the whole hey opening ceremony is a freaking musical. I mean, they went above and beyond at that convention, and we even had the hotel at the convention on top of that. It was perfect in just about any way. I absolutely want to go there again. And hope we get to do that. And I think they kind of announced that they're gonna do it in 2024 again. So this one is also gonna be one. Hey, let's see if we can do it again. All depends on how many days I get off and whatnot. That's something I don't know until the end of the year. But we'll try to at least go to 3, maybe 4 conventions, depending on how things are. So those two are sort of like my tier 1, if that makes any sense. We're definitely gonna try and focus on these. So let's come to tier 2. These are the ones that I'm really looking at, hoping we get at least one of them out from here. And that would be Everfree Northwest, not Everfree Encore. That's a different one. I used to mix those up back in the day. But Everfree Northwest and Ponyville Cider Fest are both American conventions. I've never been to U.S. convention before. And Everfree is like in August, and Ponyville Cider Fest is, I think, a little bit later. The reason I'm giving myself 2 is it depends when I can have days off and not. So we give ourselves the backup. It's gonna be pretty curious, and I think they're both sort of like in this northwestern corner, if that makes any sense. I don't know. I don't know much about American geography, but there's probably gonna be some map on the screen. And the other one that is sort of like in this level with me is Galacon, because Galacon is always a good old classic. But if there's one thing I like, it is variety and trying new things out. And I don't usually go to the same conventions 2 times back to back, but with PonyCon Holland, I have to make an exception. That was exceptional in its own right. All right, going on to tier 3. This is the tier where if I can pick one of them, I will, everybody. I will. And that is Galacon is here as well. If I decide to go to one of the other US conventions that I've mentioned previously, there's a good chance Galacon is gonna be, sort of like the third wheel or the fifth wheel, if that makes any sense. Then you have UK PonyCon, which is also really freaking fantastic, but it's also far and another big travel, and that would put me at 3 big travels together with the American one and the Italian one, and that's gonna be its own little tricksy gamble. Now here we have one that I haven't been to in ages, and which is why I might put this higher up depending on how things shape out, is Chiquestria. I've been to Chiquestria before, always been a good time. And yes, it's in the Czech Republic, and there's always something cool. It's a 3-day convention. I think there was a LARP Friday where you could run around and all that. Was a good activity. There was cider, and of course, you got to see the Czech Republic for all the things that they do. I think it's in Prague, which is like the capital, and there's a lot to see there. And the last one on this list, sort of as a backup if I somehow can't go to UK PonyCon, Griffish Isles is also going to be up here because I've seen them at PonyCon Holland and they seem kind of cool. No idea what this is, but I think it's in Manchester. Don't know what that is, but we're about to learn it. Maybe, hopefully, possibly. But ponies, I think with that I sort of told you my plans. Epona Fest and Ponygon Holland high up on the list. Everfree and Ponyville Cider Fest sort of in the middle. The rest, we'll see if we can make it. Alright, Pony, so now that we have the convention plan out the way, let's move over to the next segment. We have been blowing up, or one particular video has been blowing up, the PonyCon Holland video. Got so many ponies to subscribe, and so we face the next subscribers special. At 4,000 subscribers, we're gonna do the same thing, maybe. Because usually we go ahead and do 5 games with 1 game each hour, bringing us a 5-hour stream. But we may also make one of those hours not be a game and maybe something different. But there's going to be a poll, and I'm going to let you choose what this special is going to be. Likely going to be a Saturday where we're going to have some huge stream and all that happening. The second thing that I want to talk about is, the style of videos, at least her reactions. I want to try something new with more edits if I can manage it with, the daily duties that an Alicorn has to do. See how you ponies like that, and maybe try a few things with thumbnails. See if we can get more ponies onto the channel, because I've been sort of like doing well with getting ponies to subscribe. The tricky thing is getting the thumbnails and all that, so people actually click through. That's what it hinges on, ponies. So now that we've talked about our past and our present, it's time to talk about the future. We have to talk about Generation 5. There's new stuff coming up, including we have Chapter 6 of Make Your Mark, which is called Starlight. And this is going to release on Thursday. Next week, React will absolutely happen. The one thing I tell you, ponies, is to keep your hooves away from Tell Your Tale from the time being, because there's, I think, like 2 or 3 now that are basically spoils to Make Your Mark. So be sure to watch those Tell Your Tale episodes only after Thursday on the 23rd of November. Then you're free to watch them. But otherwise, you're gonna get spoiled, which is not a nice thing. But let's talk a bit more about what is coming for Generation 5, not just this year, but also next year, because I have been getting a little bit of a hint as to what we're going to be getting. Look at this. Let me zoom in on this. The 2D YouTube series, Tell Your Tale, is leading the charge in content. Let's go down a little further. We're so confident in the power of this series that we've just greenlit content for another 2 years from 2024. This means this is basically all the way up to the end of 2025. With a doubled up rollout that releases new episodes every week. So we are indeed back to weekly releases on the Tell Your Tale front, as well as 4 longer form event specials throughout the year. So talking about special videos like for Make Your Mark, for this year at least, that means we're going to have 4, which is going to be really, really cool to see. And of course, opens the door for a lot of speculations, what we're going to be learning about this generation. And yeah, this definitely tells us there's more to come, because we have people who are like speculating, hey, there's not going to be any more content. It's there. You just have to look for news articles and, not just assume just because you don't hear anything, there is nothing. You gotta go out and look for things, if that makes any sense. And ponies, you may have seen the short where we ate the cereal. Well, guess what? More merch is out there. Like badges, like the Girl Scout Tell Your Tale episode that you can get. There is wrapping paper for those of you looking for a Christmas idea. We got tablecloth. Look at this. I need it, ponies. Then there is birthday cake toppers. Oh my gosh. A coloring book. A calendar. Yeah, ponies. There is so much. Look at this. Oh, I need it. Oh, I need it, ponies. Look at all this. There's a dressing gown, magnets, plates to eat from, paper cups, more plates, a stamp set, a onesie if you're small, or Pip. Look at this, gift bags. Those look adorable, but there's so much stuff to be gotten. Ponies, there's definitely a link to the Equestria Daily, but you see what I'm trying to tell you. There is so much stuff to be gotten. You want to get it. Found by Aldi's at whatever brands Whoa, squeaky toys! Well, that was kind of creepy though. Is he? Oh, I must get it, ponies. I must have it, every pony. I must have it. Okay, before I go on a spending spree, let's continue with one important fact going into the next chapter of Make Your Mark. Posies became a blank fling at the end of the last one, so break out all the memes is what I'm trying to tell you. So going from Generation 5 and official stuff to games that we're going to have to be looking forward to, because those are going to have a few releases that we need to look forward to and some that we're probably going to play next week. Battle Gem next year, probably near the beginning of the year. The Ponies, the Sims game, is also likely going to have something at the beginning of the next year. So both of these, keep a look-see on those that could release sometimes during the new year. One that I'm looking even more onto though is Ponyvania, because we still have the Alicorn update, and they've been teasing things, and it could also drop before the end of the year. Don't know, but also a sort of third one that we want to keep eyes on in case they do something. And now, sort of the most recent one, and probably one that I'm going to try and play this week, is My Little Pony Havoc DX. You've seen all the chapters. They've basically tied them together and made some new content to go with it. And yeah, this is gonna be sort of a long playthrough, but we're gonna see. There's some achievements in there. We could like try and speedrun the whole thing, but we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that. Someone told me there's like achievements if you beat it in 30 hours, yada yada. No. We're gonna enjoy the game and relax and have fun in the game. That's the utmost and highest priority. So we're gonna try and keep it cool for a cool game. And yeah, this is expected to have dozens of hours of playtime, so this is gonna be a very, very long series. So the last point on the agenda today, and that is sort of also pertaining to the future here, is things that we're gonna bring to this channel, not necessarily just games, but things we're gonna try. So, first up, I want to see if we can do tour reviews. That's kind of a curious thing, because there's so much stuff released with Generation 5. Maybe you can get some of it. You saw the cereal thing. Maybe we're going to try other things as well. It's kind of curious, and also gives us another dimension to Generation 5, to ponies, what they have for us. And it's kind of an exciting alley to venture down, because there's castles, there's figurines, there's play sets, there's brushables. And there's stuff that I got from, I think that was UK PonyCon, that I still don't even know what it does. And I think that warrants a little bit of experimentation. And the second thing is something that's been way overdue, but we now have some cleaner animations for Beat the Alicorn. Check out this, ponies, check out this. Yeah, that's pretty spicy. But yes, Beat the Alicorn is going to have its second edition. We basically have a script. All I have to do now is select a candidate amongst the many. And we're ready to go. And as always, there's going to be 50 bits to be won. Any contest related to pony things, going over games, trivia, just about anything you can expect on this channel. But if we want to know more about Beat the Alicorn, there's a huge post on our Discord. I think there's also some post in our community tab if it's over there, and you can read up all about it if you somehow think you can beat an Alicorn at his own show. But I tell you, you cannot beat an Alicorn at his own show, because he's gonna beat you up first. That sounds awfully threatening, but there's some truth to that, ponies. I'm gonna beat you up. Okay, please stop. This is getting hot water territory quickly. Alright, ponies. But as you see, there's a lot coming to the channel, and of course, if there's, you know, some other convention tips that you ponies want to tell me about, do tell them me, because there's a lot of conventions that I literally don't ever hear about if, you know, I don't check out all the major news outlets. And a lot of the conventions, they're sort of like hidden and too small to the point where you never hear about them. Like I never knew that there was a cider themed convention until like midway through 2023, which is a crime considering I like cider. Alright, ponies, but I suppose with that, I thank all you lovely ponies so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye bye. And remember, ponies, you can't beat an alicorn. Also, you want to see more videos like this, make sure to subscribe to the channel, be notified whenever there's a new video, and there's new stuff here every single day. Including a pony tells you that tomorrow we're gonna start with a new game.